As you can see on the screen, I have opened GNS3, and as you can see, I am having a Fortigate device which is connected to 3 other Cisco routers. Here I will be configuring RIP on Fortigate as well as the 3 Cisco routers, and I'll be able to ping from this PC1 to the branch office IP on R3. So the routes will be populated using RIP routing protocol. I have configured the IPs as shown in the diagram. Here 30.30.30.0/24 network is being used. Here 20 and here 10, and the branch office is 40. So let me first configure R3. I am giving no auto summary because I don't want RIP to summarize the IP ranges which are configured on both the network interfaces as well as the branch office or the LAN offices. Now I am going to configure R2 router RIP version 2, and the network will be 10.10.10.0 and 20.20.20.0. Here also no auto summary. Now let's move on to R1. Now let me check the routing table of R1. So RIP has been configured in R2 and R3. So those routes will get accumulated in R3 if RIP is working fine. So let me check that first. As you can see over here, the 40 network, that is branch office LAN network and branch office, no, the interface of R2 has been received via 20.20.22 interface. Via this interface, R1 has received updates about this 10 network and 40 network. Now let's configure the Fortigate device. For configuring on Fortigate, you can go to network, RIP. You have to select version 2, and here you can specify the interface onto which the RIP updates has to be broadcasted, or I would say multicasted, because I am using RIP version 2. So this is the interface I want to advertise the networks. The RIP updates have to send through this network, or I have to advertise RIP on this interface. So I will be configuring 30.30.30.1. I have to select the next hop IP address. So it will be the IP address of the Cisco router. And the subnet. Here I have to select the interfaces. I don't have to select passive or authentication because I am not using any authentication here. And passive, if I select that, the RIP will start searching for active interfaces. I don't want to do that also. So I'll just select the version, RIP version that will send updates and receive updates. Click OK. Now again do for the other interface, which is the LAN interface. And you can also do it for R3. That is not necessary actually, but you can do that also. One thing you have to keep in mind is that the timer values, the update timer, the timeout timer and the garbage timer has to be same on all the devices for them to exchange RIP routes. It is the case with any routing protocol. If you are configuring routing protocol on two devices which are to exchange routes, they will send hello packets or they will update each other if the timers are the same. If the update timer is some different on one router, they won't exchange route updates between them. So you have to make sure that your Fortigate and the Cisco routers are having the same timers. I am only having the connected interfaces. I haven't configured any of these protocols or static route. So I am going to advertise just the connected interfaces and click apply. Now if I go to monitor, routing monitor, you can see that the Fortigate is aware of the 40 network. So that will be this network. Now Fortigate knows how to reach this network, 20 network as well as the 10 network. And it knows the network like /24 is the subnet mask. But if I don't give no auto summary, it will summarize as 10.0.0.0/8. I'll show you that 1 minute. The 40.0.0.0/8 network has been received. Actually the network which is available is /24, but I have enabled auto summary on R3 and so it is summarizing as a class A address and it is broadcasting or advertising that particular address. So if I go back and change it to no auto summary, that will disappear. If I again refresh Fortigate, it will take some time because next update will be after certain seconds. So then only it will receive the updates. Meanwhile, what we can do is we can try pinging the IP address. Let me try doing that. As you can see, I am able to ping that IP address from the Fortigate device, which is 40.40.40.1, which is the branch office IP address on R3. And if I go back to R3, I should be able to ping the Fortigate interface IP address, which is 30.30.30.1. I'm able to ping that. When I am trying to ping from PC1, I am able to ping R3, which is R3 branch office IP address, the gateway IP address or the loopback which I have created. I am able to ping that IP address, and this is possible because of RIP which we have configured. Now let me try pinging from PC1. I'm trying to ping the branch office IP address on R3. I should be able to ping because both the FortiGate device as well as R3 is aware of that route via RIP. That's all for today. Thank you for viewing.